Fall is upon us here in Mississippi. That means cooler weather, football stadiums, changing leaves, and the state fair. And where there's a state fair, there's fair food. And what kind of show on obesity would we be if we didn't troll the Midway? Funnel cakes, fried Twinkies, weird stuff on sticks. Calories were everywhere. We didn't even know where to look first. So how about a tour inside a fried thing stand? So show us what you got. This is just
This
the regular corn dog.
Jumbo corn dogs. This is funnel cake.
Now, so how do you make the funnel cake? You do the batter here?
No, I do. Actually, the reason it's called a funnel cake is because it's corn
Can you make one for us?
cake.
All right, cake.
Funnel cake.
I'll be dog.
These are Oreos, deep fried Oreos.
So those are, that is just cake batter deep fried.
That is it. Basically poured through a funnel, giving it the name funnel cake.
And how do you do the Oreos? You just...
Oreos, you just take Oreo cookies,
Uh-huh.
stick them in funnel cake batter.
Uh-huh.
There you go.
Amazing. Amazing.
We also do Snickers and Twinkies in there.
Is this vegetable oil, or what do you
This
use?
is soybean, 100%
Soybean
Yes,
oil.
Very
Very
hot,
good.
400 degrees.
And you choose that because it's so hot.
Yes, and it cooks it fries well.
It's a beautiful product. Your display here is the best one we've seen on the entire
Well, thank
runway.
you very much.
Yeah.
Those are all the fruit toppings up there that we have. We have strawberry, cherry, apples, blueberry cream, chocolate.
So you can put anything you want on top of this.
Oh, basically, yeah.
So how many of these do you sell a day? On a good day. On a good day.
500-600.
Yep. One stand can sell 600 funnel cakes a day. And there are at least 20 of them at the fair. And according to WebMD, each funnel cake weighs in at 760 calories. That's over 9 million calories a day sold at the Mississippi State Fair, just in funnel cakes. We'll do the math on some other stuff later. And then there is this, a new addition to the fair this year, the arrival of KoolAid. Available in 2 different forms, deep fried or pickled. Take your pick. Either is, well, interesting. So where did you get the idea for this particular product?
Okay, this particular product, we basically got the idea from a chef out in California. He was just frying the KoolAid balls and putting confection sugar on it and putting it out the window. Well, we tried to take it and step it up, and so we came up with a whipped topping.
Whoa.
Let me get you there, it's right there.
Yeah. Is that something y'all made up yourself?
Yes, sir. We
Right.
we did originate this.
That's wonderful.
Yeah. It's
So that's
very nice.
whipped cream.
It's non-dairy whipped topping infused with KoolAid, tropical punch. We chose tropical punch because it was the middle of the road.
Uh-huh. So it's a non-dairy, low-fat start, and then you put KoolAid in it.
Very well put. Start.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so that's going to end up going on top of this product?
Absolutely.
Okay, so this product is KoolAid in cake batter, or what is it?
It's KoolAid and it's a pure type batter and a sweet meal base.
A special batter y'all make up,
Yes,
a
sir.
proprietary.
That we put together. We combine a couple different ones.
Uh-huh.
Yes, sir.
And so you have your own formula
Yes, sir.
that you've made up since you've been doing that?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, okay.
Yes, sir.
So show us what you do. How you
Absolutely.
make one.
Okay. We start. I'm gonna get where you are. You're not going to change places.
Thank you.
Okay. All right. It's basically after this point, it's like hush puppies.
Okay. So the KoolAid is in the dough, and
Right.
you're making KoolAid sort of KoolAid balls.
That's right.
A few minutes in the fryer and they're done. And I'm in deep fried KoolAid heaven. Really? On to the KoolAid pickles. My producer says I'm not much of an actor. So how exactly do you fix these?
These are very, very simple and very healthy very good for children. You pour out over half of the vinegar and sliced spears, and then add some high potent KoolAid and let them sit for about a day or two, and then suck up the KoolAid, and it's like a sweet tart.
It does taste like a sweet tart. It really does. Okay, so I don't recommend the pickles. Let's just say there was plenty more to see and eat at the fair. I found lots of folks willing to show off their lunch.
I am going to have a sausage on a stick.
Man!
Something
Sausage
simple
on a
that I
stick.
can just walk around with, you know, sample a little bit of everything. I started off with the roasted corn, and I'm going to try these sausages.
So are you
a
on
stick.
lunch break or what?
Well, I'm semi-retired,
Good for you.
and I know it's hard to believe I'm over 50 and I'm here for Senior Day.
You look young. So what all are you planning on eating today besides those two items?
Well, then I'll either finish up with either a gyro. I had heard there was a fried hamburger down here with a fried green tomato and the chipotle sauce, but I haven't been able to find it.
So just tell us what you're having. What have you got in there?
Funnel cake.
Funnel cake.
Funnel cake.
You don't mind, could you show it to us? No, you mess it up.
Well, if
If
take
I hold it,
out,
I've never seen one.
You
Believe it
never
or-
seen one?
I'm not from Mississippi. I'm learning about things.
Oh my goodness.
I promise y'all, I'll take good. Ooh,
Let me
this
show
looks
you.
wonderful.
Let me show- Wait a minute, wait a minute.
me hold
wait a
that one
minute.
for
Let
you.
me take it out for you.
Okay, all right.
This is a
Whoa! And that's the thing that if the wind blows, it gets all over your clothes. That is
you
wonderful.
just catch the custard.
Thank you.
The
All right.
powder.
And what have you got in here? We won't take that
Oh,
out.
that's the chicken on the stick, but
Chicken
it's
is-
not from Peen.
Where is it from?
Tonums, I believe.
Your little variety.
Yes.
And what have you got?
Well, I have shrimp on the stick and Polish sausage.
Polish sausage.
Yeah,
You know any Polish folks?
I don't think
Are
so.
the Polish folks making the sausage? Or?
I have no idea.
And you've got the same thing,
I've
right?
got Polish sausage and cinnamon rolls.
So you're buying it as a gift for him.
I am.
Is this your first donut burger
Yes, it is.
ever in your life?
Yes, it is.
And what do you think the nutritional value of the donut burger is? Is that a consideration at all? Or is this just a fun thing? So the reason that everybody's sampling stuff here is
That's right.
for fun.
Right, something different.
So what else are y'all going to try today?
Do you want lettuce, tomato, pickle, onion?
Yes.
Lettuce, tomato, pickle, and onion. What else? Is this it?
Lemonade,
Lemonade,
corn dog,
corn dog.
and the corn on the cob.
All right. Who picks this particular dish? Is it just an across-the-board population, kids, adults, everybody,
Young and old.
small, large,
Yes.
everything between? Everybody wants to try it.
Even after they say ew. Yeah, and then they're Anybody out there
Okay.
ready for one?
Thanks a lot.
Thank you guys. Do you want bacon and cheese?
These are good, man. And what did you get? The funnel cake?
Everything. That's a deep fried Snicker. You got corn and what else you have? Honey?
So this is going to be a feast.
yes,
Yeah, right. Oh, thanks for showing. That looks good. That looks good. Is that? I guess that's got sugar on the top of it there.
The candy bars on the inside of it.
Right. What about it? Is it good?
If the Lord made anything else better than this, he kept it for himself.
Now that's a pretty bold statement. One we'll leave between that lady and the Lord. But one thing that was obvious to us, people everywhere at the fair were loving every single bite. From the biscuits at the biscuit booth, to the turkey legs, to the Saratoga chips, to the fried every single thing else. And so many of the people there claimed that what they were eating was part of being a Mississippian, that this was part of our heritage. But is it? Is fried KoolAid who we are? I don't remember my grandparents eating anything off sticks. And not once did they tell me to just say cheese, please. So we asked John T. Edge, the director of the Southern Foodways Alliance at Ole Miss, does what we see folks eating at the fair reflect our Southern culture? John T. just happens to be a well-known and respected food writer.
A fair, an agricultural-based fair, which is the way these fairs began, was a celebration of the harvest in years past. So, this was the place where some lady from Chula, Mississippi would bring her favorite sweet potato pie. This is a place where you would have eaten roasted pig raised by a farmer from central Mississippi. That was the past. Even through the 40s and 50s and 60s and 70s, fair food didn't look like what we find now. What we find now is kind of the Paula Deen edition of Mississippi food. High fat, high calorie. It's stunt food, not food you eat, but stunts that you accomplish by way of eating. Food is an indulgence. Food is one of the last kind of taboo things that one might engage in public. It's transgression in public. To eat stunt food, to eat, the deep fried Snickers bars is a public transgression, a public thumb of the nose at all the calorie obsessed and all the preeners and those who might dismiss you. You get a chance to, dismiss them by way of your deep fried Snickers bar. It's interesting. It makes for great B-roll, as I'm sure you'll use it that way, but I don't think it tells us much about Mississippi.
So that begs the question, what does food tell us about Mississippi? For that matter, what food is Mississippi?
If you think about what people create in a place, they create music, literature, art, all those products of people in place, and we celebrate those. Food is much the same. Food is a cultural product. It's a product of people in place. And we valorize it, we hold it up. And we don't do that with traditional foods. We kick ourselves in the rear and say this food isn't worthy of celebration. Southerners have the longest connection to the land of any region of the country. Our region was predominantly agricultural for a longer period of time than any other part of the country. So when we talk now about farm to table connections, and we say that with such valor, as if we must develop these farm to table connections, for Southerners, we're talking the way we talk about it is eat like your granddaddy ate, because it's only a generational remove that separates us from honest farm-to-table connection.
But what if those connections are of the past and the new reality is that of the state fair, where butter reigns and Paula Deen is queen? John T. refuses to go quietly into that butter-drenched night.
Butter as the drench for everything you eat is crazy-making. I think do we have a lock on butter? No. If you go to the Midwest, you'll go to carnivals that celebrate dairy products, and people are carving, Eskimos out of butter as a way to valorize the great god butter. We don't have a lock on this stuff. I think some of it is, you see Paula Deen on TV now, glamorizing butter. And I think Paula Deen is a great entertainer. Is she representative of a South I recognize? No, not in the least. And I say that with respect for her entertainment abilities. Do we eat that way? Maybe we're starting to, as people valorize and glamorize the butter sob South. That's not the South I live in. There's a long tradition of cooks in Mississippi who have coaxed great flavor out of simple ingredients by way of muscle memory, their knowledge of standing at that stove and what they learned from their mama and grandmama. And I don't think there's much to be learned by staring at the television and watching somebody put a stick of butter on a perfectly good dish.
A lot of very interesting, pardon the pun, food for thought from John T. But we couldn't just resist letting him have the last word.
Is butter Southern? Yeah, we got cows.
So back to the fair I go in search of something to eat, minus butter, of course. Let's do the math I mentioned earlier. Just a few of the things we saw out there. Each batch of fried Oreos, tasty but deadly. Each little paper plate of those suckers will cost you $5 and 500 calories, with about 30 grams of fat thrown in for good measure. And one of those delicious fried Twinkies? How about 420 also delicious calories and 34 delectable grams of fat? I'm sure the stick was fat-free. And how about that luscious fried Snickers bar? Hey, that's a bargain at only 29 grams of fat and a measly 444 calories. Why not eat two? Anyway, my apologies to the real cowboys out there. But I guess there's only really one thing left to do.
No bull. Fair food is bad for ya.
Seriously, I really do apologize to the real cowboys. My producer made me do it. And now it's time for us to make you do something. It's time for your homework assignment. They've been easy so far, but to make a difference, we need to go big. So this time, let's go really big. We're asking the most dedicated of you to start a community-based health program. It doesn't have to be huge. Start small, but think big. Think of Janelle and Anthony Edwards, Fat to Fit. That started with a few family members who wanted to change their own lives and has grown into a whole community working together. And there is also the model of Oak Hill Baptist Church in Hernando, Mississippi. We recently caught up with Reverend Michael Miner in Webb, Mississippi, where he was meeting with a group of folks starting their own local health program. He says if people want to get a local program started, they should have a kickoff meeting to find out who else is like-minded.
Key thing is to focus on not on quantity but quality. The idea if we can get some of the local elected officials, some of the pastors, and some of the community leaders, if we have that mix, then we'll have a successful meeting.
Another key to a successful meeting, food, as long as it's healthy.
Well, it's always good when people eat. They're always in a good mood when they eat, and we obviously hope that it's healthy. But the key thing is they can come in and start eating and feel comfortable. And once you start eating and feel comfortable, you're able to start talking about things. And we start able to talk about things, and you find out you have things in common with people. And if you're not careful, solution will start appearing amongst the people.
But more important than good food or elected officials or pastors, there must be one person who is dedicated to the purpose, who is driven